celebrating 90 years as the CSRA's favorite roofing company.
Evans, you can't handle the roof.
At Parker's Kitchen, we go big. Our catfish sandwich. It's huge, bigger than the bun, with an extra large serving of Parker's signature sauce. At Parker's Kitchen.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Will Rio.
And I'm Zana Halliburton. We've got thunderstorms rolling through our area and they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Your First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hill joins us from the Weather Center. Riley, do these storms have a chance to turn severe tonight?
Well, I think we are getting lower and lower on the severe weather chances for the rest of today. But the thing is,
A local shelter is getting ready for one of their largest annual fundraisers. Garden City Rescue Mission is an emergency shelter for men with the goal of getting the gospel out to those in need. They're finding solutions and raising enough funds so they can continue serving each person that comes through their doors. Mitchell Morris says he used to be a different person. Drugs once were a part of his life before making the decision to change.
One day in the county jail, I read my Bible and I just bowed my heart and asked the Lord to either save me or to help me rededicate my life and change me, because I was tired of that nonsense and I wanted to serve Him.
Once out of jail, Mitchell was brought to the Garden City Rescue Mission. He participated in the recovery program there, which he says changed his life for the better.
It's all the grace of God. It's all Jesus. If it was left up to me, I would be dead or in hell or somewhere like that. But it wasn't. It's the grace and mercy of God and people like Brother Pat allowing God to use them to put him in a position to be able to help people like me who need help.
And Mitchell is one of dozens of men Executive Director Patrick Feastel is helping. He says they are at capacity nearly each night and at times have to turn people away.
We are looking to expand possibly our property so that we can get a warehouse, take our warehouse out of this building, put it in a separate building. And then I could see us finishing off our warehouse and turning it into more dorm space.
Thursday, the organization is hosting a live annual benefit where the community can tune in and learn more about what they do and how to support the increase in need. Feastel says funds raised will support their recovery program, outreach program, and Friday showers where both men and women can come in to shower while receiving resources.
I see a lot of potential for growth for the ministry. We'd love to grow into women's shelter, but right now, we're just going to do the best we can with what we have and then watch the Lord just bless it.
And it's a need we've been talking about for a while. I'm told their goal is to raise $50,000. The live benefit kicks off tomorrow night from 5 to 8. You're able to donate now through tomorrow to support Garden City Rescue Mission. We have information on how to tune in on our website, wrdw.com, under the Finding Solutions tab.
New tonight, a popular restaurant in North Augusta has closed its doors and blaming, quote, unforeseen circumstances. Bistro 55 closed on Tuesday, saying it was a difficult decision, but it's been an incredible 2 years, they say. But now some former employees are taking to social media claiming they weren't paid overtime hours from Masters Week. In a statement to 12 on Your Side Investigates, the owners say, quote, without warning, our chef and entire kitchen crew left, which brought our operations to a sudden halt. At least one complaint on Facebook indicated some former employees hadn't been paid yet. One former employee said their personal possessions had been left on site, with Facebook comments making references to a $600 chef's knife set. One former employee told News 12 they've submitted a formal complaint to the U.S. Department of Labor.
It's the fear of being able to make do with, my bills and paying rent. And for the other people, I can only imagine what they have to go through.
Now, Bistro 55 did respond to 12 on Your Side's questions this morning about the claims being made on social media. In a statement, the owner said the situation has unfortunately escalated due to false accusations, and we want to clarify a few things. Until this morning, they say, no one had reached out to retrieve any belongings left behind. One former employee did contact us today regarding a knife he had left, and we informed him he is welcome to come pick it up. As for payroll, it has not yet been processed. It is scheduled for this week as usual. We want to emphasize that the claims being made against our establishment are completely false. They went on to say all employees are aware of the payroll status and that several team members received advance payments just last week. 12 on Your Side Investigates will continue to follow this and bring you updates as we learn more.
Today in South Carolina's capital, activists are rallying behind The CSRA is no stranger to hate crime, and just in the last year, a high-profile killer was sentenced for the murder of an Allendale woman. It was also the first federal trial over a hate crime based on gender identity.
Yeah, Dime Doe, a transgender woman, was murdered in 2019 in Allendale. Prosecutors were successfully able to prove that Wrdw's motivation to kill Doe was hate against her actual and perceived gender identity. In October of last year, Ritter was sentenced to life in federal prison without parole. Well, weeks after deputies began searching for a hit-and-run suspect, an Aiken woman is behind bars tonight. Authorities say 48-year-old Elena Herrera Cruz hit a victim in the early hours of April 4th on York Street Southeast in Aiken. Several bystanders told authorities that a white van drove away from the scene. Authorities say they found the same vehicle at a home with damage that matches what would have happened in that crash. They say Herrera Cruz admitted to being the driver and is now charged with hit and run along with several other charges. No word on the severity of the victim's injuries. Riley?
Well, we are still keeping an eye on a few thunderstorms across the region, and we're likely going to see more again tomorrow, including that risk for small hail and some gusty winds. Update on the forecast just after the break.
Time and temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
George Sink entry storm chances will be going down right now. If you have outdoor plans Saturday or Sunday, I would definitely keep them, but make sure you are staying weather aware for the rest of today and tomorrow.
Augusta is one step closer to having an entertainment district people don't have to drive hours to get to. The old James Brown Arena is now fully demolished. Our Sky 12 drone was over the area today. You can see the building is completely knocked down, and even the ticket booths are gone. Crews are now preparing to fill in the area with ground cement. The new JBA is expected to open up in 2027.
Weird to see it empty down there in downtown. The Georgia Department of Early Care and Learning is launching a new initiative to give Georgia child care teachers and staff a $500 annual bonus for their ongoing hard work and commitment. Over $17 million will be distributed in quality-rated workforce bonuses. To learn more about the new initiative, the department is holding a news conference tomorrow. It starts at 10 a.m. at Greenbrier Preschool on William Few Parkway in Evans. They'll be talking about how to apply for the $500 bonuses and who's eligible.
Big news for anybody who shops at Walmart. The company just announced plans to renovate 5 local stores by the end of the year. The stores involved include Augusta's Walmarts on South Bel Air, Bobby Jones, and Evans to Locks Road. Grovetown's Walmart on Steiner Way and the Windsor Spring Road Walmart and Hepzibah are also included in this. You'll see updates throughout the store, including easier-to-read signs and expanded departments, as well as larger pharmacies with private screening rooms and more privacy in the checkout areas. There will also be expansions to the pickup and delivery areas to support a growing number of online orders.
Happening now over in North Augusta, Chicken with a Cop is in full swing at the Chick-fil-A on Knox Avenue. Officers are serving up your favorite sandwiches and sides as a way for you to come out and meet some of the men and women who keep our communities safe. There's also plenty of fun for the kids, including close-up looks at public safety vehicles and fire trucks there. You can see it in the parking lot a few clips ago. North Augusta Public Safety tells us it's a great way to make sure they're present in the community.
So anytime that we have the opportunity to go to any type of event, we jump at it, just so the community sees us, not just on calls when they need us for an emergency. They see us out here supporting the community, giving back to the community.
And we also saw Coffee with a Cop not too long ago with North Augusta and Aiken County Sheriff's Office. The event goes until 7 p.m., so there's still time to get down there.
A breaking traffic update for you. There's a crash on Bobby Jones Expressway near Lowe's. We're told a truck is flipped on its side, blocking one lane and causing traffic just as everybody's trying to get home on this Wednesday evening. The good news, deputies are out directing traffic there. There are no reports of injuries at this time, but again, avoid Bobby Jones over by the Lowe's until this crash can be cleared. We'll keep you updated. Still ahead in sports, multiple high school golf teams across the CSRA captured region titles this week. Next, Joseph Doring tells you who's moving on to the state finals.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
The Georgia Tobacco.
On your sideline, sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
All right, we're in the thick of spring playoffs across several sports. High school golf is one of them, with state finals taking place in just under a month. Greenbrier's girls team looking to get a bad taste out of their mouth from last year. The Pack did capture a state title 2 years ago in Sea Island, but last year they fell just short, finishing runner-up to McIntosh by 7 strokes. This year, the team captured the region tournament for the 3rd straight year by 20 shots. While they won their region, they did finish runner-up in their area. To who else other than McIntosh once again? Coach Casey Heckathorn's team is once again primed for a state title push, and every one of his golfers wants to bring that championship feeling back to Greenbrier.
When we won, I was like, oh my gosh, I want this for myself so bad. I want to be a part of a team that wins and a team that supports each other so well.
Right after school, I'm going straight to the range and just hitting as many balls as I can to just feel good. And I'm going chipping, putting, and then going home, I'm doing as much information I can on the course that we're playing at Sea Island, the retreat course. So we're just doing as much as we possibly can to win state.
As you heard, travel to Sea Island to compete in state. That tournament set for May 19th through the 20th. In more good golfing news, Barnwell's co-ed team captured a region title Tuesday at Sweetwater Country Club. They'll be heading into state next month on a high note, and the Harlem girls team finished in 2nd place down in Statesboro, qualifying them for next month's GHSA state championship tournament, I should say.
That's awesome. Thanks for that, Joseph. We might live a few hours from the coast, but that doesn't stop many of us from making the drive to the beach this summer. But did you know, living inland, we're at a higher risk of drowning?
Your First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton spoke with the National Weather Service in Charleston to find out why and what you need to do to be safe this summer.
Rip currents are the #1 weather-related killer in the coastal Carolinas. While you may not be in a coastal city, there's a higher risk for inland residents.
We're finding in the last several years that a lot of the victims of rip currents are not necessarily local people or people that are familiar with the beach. They're coming from all over, right? Inland, other states.
Warning coordination meteorologist Ron Morales explains what to look for while at the beach.
A rip current is a current that moves away from the coastline, and it carries you out. It doesn't carry you under, it just carries you out, which makes people panic when they don't know what it is or what's drawing them out. So if they try to swim against that current, they're going to get very tired and possibly, not be able to make it back.
Rip currents are easier to spot higher up, so before walking along the beach, scope out the ocean.
You would be looking for those kind of lower places where there's not as much foam, like from the waves, where it kind of looks flatter, and that's sometimes where that rip current is, and you might see a plume, kind of like a mushroom type sort of plume at the end of that, out beyond the breakers where the rip current maybe is ending.
The deeper you are in the water, the easier it is to get caught in a rip current. If someone gets stuck in a rip current, experts suggest to swim parallel to the shore and wave down a lifeguard. Good Samaritans make up nearly 1/3 of rip current drownings.
Somebody rescuing you may be in danger if they don't know what to do. If they just jump in, they could be caught as well if they don't have a flotation device.
In Augusta, Emily Acton on your side.
Definitely great things to keep in mind if you're heading to the coast this summer. Our 3-degree guarantee brought to you by Tub Doctor. Our forecast 86. Unfortunately, for the first time since February, we got it wrong. 81 degrees. The storms did keep us a little bit cooler today, and we'll be back just after a short break.
Augusta, you can't handle the roof.
Right now at Gerald. Now at Rooms to Go.
All right, folks, if you're heading out this evening, we do look fairly dry here around the Augusta Metro, around Evans, all the way to downtown Aiken. The thunderstorms we're looking at are mainly north of us, up towards the northern branches of Clarks Hill Lake, between Tignall, north of Lincolnton, all the way up over towards Mark Carmel. And these are going to continue north past Clarks Hill Lake towards Lake Russell next. So kind of moving away. But in the wake of these thunderstorms, still some pretty decent rainfall across Warren and McDuffie and portions of Wilkes County. Full 7-day forecast for you. Remember, expect the thunderstorms again Thursday. We could see an early morning shower tomorrow, but the storms would arrive late to the day, and some of those could be strong again. Luckily, not expecting as many storms by the weekend.
Thanks for that, Riley. We're back live on 26 News at 7.
And for News 12 at 10 and 11 o'clock. Thanks for watching.